I'm up and out of the house before midday for once, which is rare for me. This guy, you would think, would be happy about that. He seems to be crying his head off though. So when I originally started doing this YouTube stuff, the idea was to go out and shoot more and, you know, just motivate me to go and do it. So that's what today is. Unfortunately, you can kind of see in the background. Seems like most of other people don't have the same motivation problems as me getting out of the house early, and I have a feeling that the location I've chosen for a quick video today is probably going to be a little busy. So I'm going to go and pay the car parking fee now. Then we'll get this guy out of the car and the camera, and we'll go find this lighthouse, which I think it's illegal not to if you're in North Wales, I think it's illegal not to photograph this lighthouse. Anyway, right, let's get this car park paid and get out with the camera. Okay. He's happy as Larry. And we're going to go over there and make a beeline for the lighthouse. This is a theme. I either arrive at places far too late, or I get there early, but I have a minimum amount of time because I've made other commitments. I have a meal with my parents. I probably shouldn't be late for that. Right, well, let's get going. I'm not sure whether the microphone can pick that up, but audio might be a bit of a problem today. That's pretty cool though. Onwards. A significant amount of regret is happening. Before I set out today, I was like, no hills, it's flat. What did I do? Straight up a hill. Why did I walk up a massive hill? This guy's loving it though. If you could just have a mad one closer to me, that'd be nice. Alright, this will be an easy descent, so we'll catch up closer to the lighthouse. Alright, so here we are. Not at the exact spot that I wanted. As you can see, it's quite busy. And I think what you probably want with this is to face the lighthouse directly. Currently, right, there was a couple that was sat in, I think, the spot I need to go to, and they've just moved. So I'm going to walk along this ridge with this chap, and we're going to try not to fall off in front of everyone and try and get a better straight on shot of the lighthouse, at which point we can hopefully get the image and go, because I'm already behind schedule, which is not great, is it? Right, you'll have to forgive me for the framing of this shot, but I think I have the general orientation. Now is the struggle man versus tripod versus dog. Who will win? Usually it is the dog. I'm just looking behind me now. There's nothing like doing something in full view of absolutely everyone to make it feel more self-conscious, but what are you gonna do? Well, today the tripod is stuck in the sand. Wind shouldn't be as much of an issue as it has been in the past. Alright. Now I think what I'm going to do is We'll add a polarizer on, because why not? F11. What we're going to do is we're going to try and zoom in and crop out the beachgoers and the filter. And my main regret with this ND filter set is that I should have bought my main regret with these filters, this filter set, is I got one with only an 8-stop, not a 10-stop filter.
So this is the image that I settled on from today's shoot. While I'm not unhappy with it, it would have been better to have had a 10-stop ND filter, I think. The day, the sky was very blue, the conditions were relatively calm, so it would have been nice, I think, just to have a pretty much blurred out sea with this particular image. I do want to come back another time when the sea is a bit choppier, potentially take the same image but under more dramatic scenes. Maybe I can mess about with the exposure there, see what works best. But for this session, I'm happy with what I got. So while I was here, I thought I'd take a couple of extra images as well. A friend of mine asked some questions around how the different filters affected things. So there's 3 images now. The first image we have, it is just as is, no additional filters. Then we move to where we have the polarizer, which brings a lot more contrast into the sea, but the clouds are still quite detailed, defined, as is the sea. And then when we move on to the ND filter, we still have some of the contrast in the image, but the clouds are less defined, a bit more dreamy. It's a look that I quite like personally. There are probably scenarios where you might want to composite the 2 images. It's not something I've done a lot of personally, so it's something to explore for the future. Perhaps next time there's some slightly more dynamic weather, I could pop down here and see if I can get a few different types of images. But I guess we've got to work with what the weather gives us, and today was uncharacteristically nice weather for the spring up here.
Okay, that is enough fun for today. I think I probably overstayed my welcome, and I need to get packed up and try and get home in time to head out for the afternoon. So I'll pack up then we'll chat on the way back. Okay, I've had a quick scan through the images on the camera. Now if I wanted to cope, like I said, this was a little scouting trip. I think what I've learned is, if I was to come back here, I think it needs to be first thing or last thing in the day. It's the way with all places with photography, isn't it? Really, it always end up that it's just possibly, it's not quite the right vibe I was hoping for. You get like a stormy sea type vibe. It's not that. So let me re-clarify that. I need to come back at either the start or the end of the day, where there's going to be less people, frankly. I was up on the path there trying to take pictures and people wanted to get past me, so I called it and moved all my gear down, which, you don't want to be in people's way. So being here where there's less people, that'd be good. Also, realistically, 6-stop I don't think was cutting it really for the vibe I was going for, and I'm using a Z6, the original Z6, so my base ISO is 100, so I was only getting maybe 4 seconds, which wasn't really smoothing the sea out as much as maybe you'd hope. So lessons learned, come here at a better time with less people, buy a 10-stop filter, I'm going to head back to the car now, and thank you very much for watching the video if you stayed this long. Well, I say I'm going to head back to the car. I actually don't know which way the car park is, but if I make it back, this video will be uploaded. Anyway, thanks for watching.